My name's Caroline Bovey. I'm the chair of the Health Board LGBT Advisory Group. So my role is to work on behalf of the organisation to ensure that both the staff and the service users are getting the best service that they can in relation to their gender and sexuality status. I'm particularly interested in ageing in relation to LGBT status. We hear a lot of stories about people, for example, who go into care home settings, whether that's nursing home or residential care, who are essentially being forced back into the closet. So they've spent their lifetime sort of fighting for the status, fighting for the right to be who they are. And they go into these caring establishments and have to withdraw back in status because the system, the environment doesn't support their sexuality and how they identify. Now that in itself is quite a heartbreaking and sort of tragic position for people to be in, but it sort of exemplifies the journey that the community has gone through in the last sort of 40 to 50 years, in as much as a lot of the stories that I hear, or a lot of the comments that I hear rather from people I work with, are very much based on, why have you got these concerns? There isn't a problem anymore. People have got all these rights now. The law has changed. You can get married, you can have children, you can do this, that and the other. And it's very clear that people are behaving very, very differently in relation to people's sexuality and their status. But when you start sort of delving into what people are saying behind closed doors, and quite often not behind closed doors, there is a lot of discontent, a lot of prejudice, a lot of bias and a lot of bigotry still very, very much present in British society. I work with a group in Cardiff who are people who identify as lesbians on the whole. They come to a group once a month and they tell some absolutely appalling stories still of the way they're treated on a day-to-day basis. They have fought all of their lives for the right to be out and to be open about their sexuality, and now they face older age, not sure what's going to happen to them. If they go into a caring setting, how on earth are they going to be treated? They are very much socially isolated in many instances because of the generation they come from. Many of them lost their jobs because of their sexuality. So they lost their financial independence in many instances. When they came out, or even if they were forced to come out, they will have lost their families will have disowned them. They've grown up, essentially, throughout their adulthood in a culture and a society that does not support them as individuals. So we have this cohort, really, of people who are accessing our healthcare, and we don't really know what their status is in relation to their networks, their culture, their family situation, etc. And I'd like to be able to influence how we support them.